I never expected my 18th birthday to change my life, but it did. My grandma handed me an envelope that could make all my college dreams come true. $100K. My hands shook, my heart raced. I felt unstoppable, like the world had finally opened its doors for me. But that happiness didn't even last 24 hours. The very next morning, my parents walked in with eyes I didn't recognize, demanding what was theirs. And just like that, the life I imagined started crumbling before my eyes. The morning sun streamed through my bedroom window, casting a golden glow over the gift-wrapped box sitting on my desk. My heart had been pounding all night in anticipation. Grandma had called me earlier in the week, hinting she had a special surprise for my 18th birthday. I never imagined it would be this. I tore through the wrapping, revealing an elegant envelope, thick and heavy. The words inside made my eyes widen. $100,000. Tears blurred my vision as I read the note. For your college dreams, my dear. Make them yours. The weight of her love, her trust, and her sacrifice hit me all at once. I felt like I could conquer the world. I ran downstairs, barely able to contain my excitement. Grandma was sitting in her favorite armchair, her frail hands folded neatly in her lap, smiling at me with a sparkle in her eyes. "Happy birthday, darling," she whispered, as if she knew this moment would change everything. For the first time in years, I felt pure joy. College applications, tuition, moving into my dorm, I could finally breathe. I imagined late-night study sessions in a cozy library corner, laughing with friends, exploring a new city. My future was bright, but that night, sleep came reluctantly. My mind raced with possibilities, plans, and dreams. I didn't hear the creak of my parents' bedroom door or their hushed whispers in the hall. It wasn't until the next morning that the storm hit. I walked into the kitchen, coffee in hand, and froze. Mom and Dad were sitting side by side, their expressions rigid, almost cold. "We need to talk," Dad said, his voice carrying an edge I'd never heard before. My stomach nodded. "What about?" I asked, trying to mask the flutter of fear in my chest. Mom leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "That money, it's part of the family. Grandma shouldn't have given it to you alone. It should be shared." I blinked, confused. "But Grandma said it's for my college," she specifically. Dad cut me off. "We can't just ignore family tradition. That money belongs to everyone. It's not yours to spend alone." A cold dread washed over me. The envelope I had held like a treasure now felt like a weight around my neck. I realized, painfully, that what should have been the happiest day of my life had turned into a battle I wasn't prepared for. The next few days were a whirlwind. Every time I tried to focus on college applications or even daydream about the dorm room I wanted, my parents' words echoed in my mind. I felt trapped, torn between gratitude for Grandma's gift and fear of defying my parents. One evening, I snuck out to Grandma's house. The smell of baked cookies and old books wrapped around me like a warm hug. She noticed the worry etched into my face immediately. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" she asked, guiding me to her porch swing. I handed her the envelope, my hands trembling. Grandma's eyes softened. "Ah, they don't understand yet. They will, in time. But you, my darling, must trust yourself." "Trust myself?" I whispered. "Grandma, they could take it away. They're saying it's not mine." She shook her head gently. "Sometimes, the people we love most try to control what they don't understand. But this is your chance to build your future. Do not let fear take it from you." Her words ignited a spark in me. I returned home that night with a determination I hadn't felt before. I began to quietly research my rights, talking to financial advisors, college counselors, even reaching out to family lawyers. Each answer gave me more confidence. The tension at home grew. My parents watched my every move, suspicious, frustrated. Their subtle threats became open arguments at the dinner table. "You're being selfish," Mom snapped one night, tossing a fork onto her plate. "Grandma wanted to help all of us." I swallowed hard, fighting back tears. "Grandma said it's for my education. For my future." Dad slammed his hands on the table. "This isn't just about college. Family money is family business. It was clear they would not yield. My dreams were on the line, and now I understood the stakes. But I couldn't let them dictate my life. I couldn't let fear steal what Grandma had worked so hard to give me. Then came the call from Grandma. She had heard everything. "It's time to take a stand, my dear," she said, her voice unwavering despite her frailty. "Sometimes love isn't letting others control you, it's claiming your life for yourself." And that's when I realized I had to fight. Not with anger, not with yelling, but with clarity, courage, and the truth. I would not let my future be hijacked. I began documenting everything, Grandma's note, her letters, even voicemails. I wanted to prove that the money was a gift, intended solely for me. The more I gathered evidence, the more empowered I felt. One evening, I faced my parents again. "I've spoken with a lawyer," I said, voice steady. "This money was a gift. Legally, it belongs to me. Grandma wanted me to have it. That's the truth." Mom's face twisted with anger and hurt. "So you're just going to ignore us? Your own parents?" "I'm not ignoring you," I replied, tears welling. "I love you both. But I can't let this steal my future. Grandma trusted me. I have to honor that." Dad slammed the table again, but this time, I didn't flinch. Something had shifted inside me. I was no longer a scared teenager, I was a young woman claiming her future. The tension reached its peak when Grandma, frail but resolute, called a family meeting. "Enough fighting," she said. "This money is for my granddaughter. She has earned my trust. Let her live her life." Her words hung in the air like a lifeline. My parents looked at her, and for the first time, I saw doubt in their eyes. The power of Grandma's love and clarity started breaking through their resistance. In the weeks that followed, grudging acceptance began to replace anger. They didn't fully understand my decision, but they saw my determination, my research, my commitment. Slowly, boundaries were set, and I was finally allowed to move forward with my college plans. Packed my dorm room with a mix of excitement and anxiety, the envelope with Grandma's note tucked safely in my wallet. It was more than money, it was trust, faith, and a reminder that I could stand up for myself. The first day of college felt surreal. Walking across the campus, I thought of Grandma, her hand on mine, smiling as she encouraged me to dream big. I felt the weight of her love in every step, reminding me that courage often begins at home. Over time, my parents softened. Seeing me thrive, making responsible choices, and embracing the opportunities they had once doubted, their anger faded. Occasional arguments surfaced, but nothing could undo the lesson we had all learned. Respect and boundaries were essential, even in family. One night, I called Grandma, tears streaming down my face. "I'm here," I whispered. "I'm really here. And it's everything I dreamed of." She chuckled softly. "I always knew you would. Money is nothing without the courage to claim your dreams. And you have both." Years later, as I graduated, I looked at that same envelope in my wallet, now frayed and worn. It wasn't the money that mattered, but the strength it represented. That gift had taught me to trust myself, to fight for what's mine, and to embrace the life I was meant to live. In the end, my parents apologized, not for loving me, but for trying to control my destiny. I forgave them, knowing that sometimes love struggles to understand freedom. And I knew that Grandma's gift wasn't just about college, it was about believing in me, even when no one else did.